Hello and welcome to the NoobTube YouTube channel, day 94. This was events that occurred on Friday, 2 December 2022. So I would say that this is a bad day. This was a bad day. I started the day okay. I exercised for 45 minutes, had a 5-minute jog. Since this is the beginning of the month, I implemented adding a little incline. So I used to had no incline, but now I added a level 1 incline just when I'm walking, not during the jog. And then next month, I will add the incline to the jog as well. So little by little, I'm increasing the difficulty of the exercise to get more out of it. I don't want to do too much too fast. I think 45 minutes is really good. It's about all that I can take. But if I could do just a little bit more, maybe a little incline, I like to jog a little bit more, but it's going to take some time. I mean, at the end of the 5 minutes, for me, that's a lot. So I did good on that. That was a good thing. Then the saga with the insurance continues. So here's my conundrum. I have done pretty good. I have some good enrollments. I have some good sales that I made in that platform that's used by the company that I'm working with. The problem is that the the system that they have is not really good. Um, it's very chaotic. There's a lot of questions and things that I don't know what to do. I don't know where to send people. Um, there's not a good administrator. For example, there's some things where you just submit somebody's information and you hope that that it's gone through. You've told the customer that it's gone through, um, but you hope that it's going to work. And they call back in a few days and say, "Hey, I haven't gotten anything, and oh, by the way, we needed this insurance for December. This is the last day of the month in November, and if the insurance didn't get submitted in November, they don't have insurance for December. It's got to be paid and done, and the application's got to be in November for it to kick in for December." Um, I don't want to be responsible in any way for someone not getting insurance, for health insurance. That's definitely something that I will not be a part of. I don't know. Maybe it's legal. I don't know. I don't care. I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want that on my conscience. I don't want to handle the call. Um, and there was like yesterday, there was a customer that called in and said, "Hey, I need you to call me today." We talked on the phone. I got the impression, I think she kind of alluded to the fact that we had signed up for insurance like the week before, and I don't, I had so many calls. I don't remember every single call, every single person that I spoke to since starting this on November 1st. So, and there's no system to track that. You literally hit the submit button and that information goes someplace. I don't see it again. I don't even get a confirmation email, right? So, you know, I don't, and then, I'm also doing my solar business. I'm doing the Remote Wellness Academy. I'm doing the FBA. I've got too much. I really have too much going on. Now, the thing about the insurance, the reason I've been sticking in with the insurance is the thing that's going to pay me first. I really believe the thing that's going to pay me the best, 6 months, is the solar business, is my participation with the solar business. But unlike money, like next month and the next few weeks, the holidays are coming. Um, things are going up, but I'm getting a little bit nervous. Like my car insurance is $858 for 3 cars. I mean, that's more. The car insurance is more than my own one of my car payments. That's how ridiculous it is. Um, just as an aside, I knew a guy that lived in Thailand, and I was paying $400 a month in car insurance, and he was living in his apartment, furnished, 3 blocks from the beach, for $375 US. I digress. Like $858. I've got to bring in more money um, to cover these things because it's getting very unaffordable. So yes. So I don't think I have the bandwidth. I don't think I have the mental energy or acuity to handle all the projects I've got. I'd like to. I'd really like to, but I think that I have to let go of some of the things that I'm doing. I want to continue with the Remote Wellness Academy. I want to continue with the solar business. The FBA business is really like a side hustle. It's going well, and we're making a little bit of profit. And I have not been able to scale that. I've been able to like get that a couple hundred, a few $100s, and that helps out tremendously. So that's not very time consuming. But the insurance business, if it's paying me money, then it's fine. But the problem is I don't, it's exhausting, and and they expect you. At least initially, they said that, hey, we want you to sign up for a shift. I want you to work an 8-hour day and an 8-hour shift, and you have to be logged in and receive calls and all that. And then they gave me a new application to use another carrier. Gave me another phone to just use with this carrier, and that's a completely different system. And so I actually offered to resign from the insurance thing. I said, look, I thought about this and I want to resign. It's like, and I did leave the door open. I said, look, if you're willing to let me stay on and just do this like on an ad hoc basis, like when I have some time, I can press the ready button and start receiving calls coming in and sign those people up. But I don't want to be locked into a shift, because if I have to call solar people or get on a solar call or attend some training with the Remote Wellness Academy, I'd like that to come first. And then especially with the issues that are going, and I'm thinking not even the ad hoc thing will work. But I said I can't. I told them I can't do this. I just can't. I can't do this. I can't do this. I mean, it's with the system that they've got, and things being lost. I'm pretty sure that I probably lost sales because things are getting lost. They promised that the things are going to get better. They hired somebody who's going to track these things. I don't want to deal with frustrated customers. A lot of the people calling on the lines have been transferred 3-4 times, and they're not legitimate customers. And I have to spend time with them to ascertain, are they calling to enroll or renew? And maybe they're just, no, I'm not calling to renew. I just want to get some information. Or no, or the people who are calling to renew or enroll, there's a lot of them that I've worked through, and then at the end they'll be like, okay, I'm just going to take care of this myself. Thanks very much for your help. Goodbye. And I just spent 45 minutes on the phone with them, and I don't get anything as a result of that. And that's also very big. So all of these things are saying, you know what, if I have to choose, something to like give up and let go, then it's probably going to be the insurance. But they did agree. Now I was surprised. They did agree to let me to do basically whenever I feel like it, log in and do in sales. Right now it's open season. They need the help really bad, right? maybe when open season, yeah, probably when open season is over with, there's not as much demand. Maybe then they, I leave or they let me go. It doesn't matter. It's just at this point. But I could use, this is a holiday season. I could use the money to, I just use the money to, to while I'm waiting for the other more, I would say that insurance can be very lucrative. There's a lot of people make a lot of money in insurance, but I'm having a difficult time. And then they gave me a new phone, and this phone is a completely different system. I enrolled 2 people yesterday. I don't think I did it right. I think I lost them. I tried to go back and find it. I am completely lost. And the guy said, "Look, well, we'll just pick up with this on Monday." And I'm like, "Fine, we'll pick up with the new system on Monday." So I'm not feeling very encouraged with the insurance. You know, it is something that sometimes it works, but it is what it is. So you know what it's like. Insurance is much more profitable than Uber, obviously, but I've driven in the past for Uber, and I can say that once in a while I'll get the bug because I like the interaction with people, especially here in Orlando. We have a lot of tourists, and I like to hear and meet people coming in, and listen to their stories and things like that. And there's a lot of, at some points in Uber, there's some high points. There's some points where you can, people sometimes they tip well. I'm able to interact well, and then other times there are low points when it is a real grind, and it's like I am not making money in this. I'm wasting my time. The costs exceed the profit, but not all the time. Sometimes it just depends. It's those waves. There's highs and there's lows, and that's exactly the way it is in this particular area in insurance. Like sometimes things are clicking. I'm able to get the enrollment and I'm able to confirm it and everything's okay. And other times it's like these people have these unique scenarios. They're angry. They're hostile. Um, I can't just be disrespectful to them. But they don't understand that. The company that one of the companies I'm working with is like the Spirit Airlines of insurance, and they're like, people just transfer people. They just transfer. Let's just transfer you to this number and see what happens, And this person's like on the phone, so I've been transferred 5 times, and they wanted, like one of them wanted to speak to a supervisor. I don't have a supervisor. I'm a contractor. It's like there is nobody I can transfer them to. It's like literally like I don't know what to tell you. I would not want to be on the other end of the phone with me doing with this system. I mean, because I would like to be empowered to actually help them, and I can't. All I'm there is like to handle the enrollment overflow. The insurance. See, this is the thing. The insurance company, basically sends calls to us. So they're calling the insurance company, not realizing the insurance company is forwarding the calls to independent agents who are trying to enroll them or renew them into that same insurance company. It's just the way it is. And they're upset. Like, can't you search by my member number? No, I don't have access to it. I can search by your name if I get it absolutely correct, or by social. And a lot of people are reticent about giving their social security number out. I don't blame them, but I was in the military for 20 years. I rattled it off every single day for like the first 4 or 5 years. It was like, you're a number. That's what you are. That's your identifying number, was your social security number. I'm sure that my number is out there for everyone. It doesn't really matter. So, but for other people, they have a real hard time giving up that. Anyway, if it's too much. So we'll see. I still have it. I might even hop on the line today, see if I can do an enrollment or two, just to keep that door open. Because it is, it's a very strange situation. I would like to just send them back their phone and thank them and be done. But here's another situation. Thank you for watching this, and whoever's watching this. Um, I get paid based on the number of enrollments that I enroll. So if I have like under a certain amount, I only get $15 per enrollment. But if my enrollment count is like 200 enrollments, then I get double. So there's an incentive for me. If I stop now and I quit now, maybe I have 100 enrollments. I only get $15 per enrollment. But if I'm like on the cusp of that 200 mark, then I get paid double for every single enrollment from the first day that I started. So that's another quirkiness of the thing. It's like we're already like more than halfway through open enrollment. I'd like to quit this and be done with it, but I need to finish the open enrollment out. If nothing else, if nobody ever watches this video, I'm going to have a coaching session today with Jeffrey Combs, and this is very difficult to explain, and I'm talking it out. I'm actually helping myself because, that's where we're at with that. I just need to see this through until the 15th of December, and I think it's now extended to the 15th January, and then I'm planning to like leave, and not work with this company, or maybe go with another company, or maybe I'd like to just do the solar and the Remote Wellness Academy with FBA. I know, and I'm talking this out. I'm still in the decision-making process. I've got too much on my plate. If it was the only thing that I had going on, it would work. But other people have told me, and it's true. I'm doing more than one thing, and I've got to just really settle into maybe 2.5. This is too much. Doing the shift is too much. So that's where we stand on that. And then so I had that thing with the Cigna thing. I had gotten 2 enrollments, but I had no idea how to use the system. And the guy said, let's just pick this up on Monday. All right, so but I'm effectively timed out on Friday, so whatever. So I would say that I was just it's painful being on the line with the customer, and you don't know what you're doing, and they expect that you know what you're doing. They're calling in for your help, and you don't know what you're doing. And I know that the only way to learn this is to go through this process, but it's uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable. So we'll see. Sometimes you have to get uncomfortable so that you can be comfortable. I think that's everything that's been in my life. Whether it was in the military or the State Department, or there was a period where you're uncomfortable, and then you have to work to become comfortable in it. So that's that. And then I was working my solar leads, and I'm doing good. I've had some really good calls with people, and saying, hey, I see that you're looking for a home-based business, and we've got a really great opportunity, and it's not Tupperware, and it's not nutritionals or weight loss products or car warranties. It's a real business. It's a high-ticket item, and it solves a major pain point that homeowners have, which is their energy bill. So I'm calling leads and going down. I'm being diligent, and for me, again, it's about comfortability. It's like I'm not comfortable on the phone. I get nervous. I think about it, and I pontificate about it. And I spend a lot of energy with the leads, but I am calling them, right? And I'm like, I don't care. You know what? No matter what I say, for me, the first hurdle is to pick up the damn phone and call. It doesn't matter what I say. I make contact. Hey, Jerry, here's my website, check it out and get back with me. If that might be the worst thing, that's the worst way to handle the business. And that's probably the worst. That's the worst way to. That's the worst thing you can say. But at least I'm getting over that first hurdle of just making the calls. Just make the calls. Just call, right? One call after the other, and I've been doing it, and it's just like there's a lot of calls, and the leads that this company had been giving me are real-time leads, and unlike the other things that I bought, there's no way to pause the leads. I bought leads from these people in the past, and I was able to pause the leads. So I couldn't pause the leads, and it's like, oh shit, okay, well I have to do this. I don't, the real-time leads. The magic in these leads is that these people just asked. They just talked to somebody on the phone, an interviewer, about a home-based business. So I want to call them back while it's still fresh in their mind. Where that hey, I need to look into getting a home-based business is still something that's important to them, because people will, and I'm guilty of this too. I'll get that bug, I'll get it. It'll be something I'll think about, and then I'll retreat back into my ordinary mundane routine, and it won't be like something important to me later on. You got to catch people at the right time. You've got to be there when they're ready to make the commitment. That's when you've got to be there, and you got to show them and prove it to them that this is something that they can do. So for me personally, my first goal was just to pick up the phone. I didn't care about the result. I didn't care about anything. It was just making that contact. As clunky as that is. Comfortability. It comes to comfortability again. So, right. So, comfortability, and so I'm calling these leads, and I get one lead that has spam in the email address. It has something like 1, 2, 3. I don't know what it was. It was it had something and then spam, like maybe jakespam@gmail.com. So I'm thinking this is probably not a good lead. So there's a contact us button, and I'm thinking, hey, one of the things that this particular lead company, and I don't want to make this a public forum, other people do that, I'm not, but one of their advertising was that they record all of their conversations, and that I could get a copy of that recording upon request. So I asked for that recording, and I got the owner of this lead company, and he's like, "Why are you calling these leads? Why are you emailing these leads?" It's like, didn't you read the PDF that comes with this? And I'm like, I guess I haven't. It's like, I'm guessing you haven't either, right? So he gives me the PDF. I look at the PDF, and there's this long and drawn out script. It's not what I want to do. No, I'm sorry. I have a coach. I have a coach that I pay every year. I pay for coaching. He's the best in the business. Now he'll tell me I'm doing it wrong too, but God, gosh darn it, I'm just trying to call the leads. I'm just trying to get over my phobia of talking to people. Just making the contact is a win, right? It's a win for me just to pick up the phone and call somebody, and complete that conversation, pass the website to them, and do the follow-up and collect a decision. That's what my thing is. So he's like, "You're doing it all wrong," and he didn't really answer my question about the recording. And then I mentioned to him, said, "Hey, is there any way I can pause the delivery of the real-time leads? Because I can do that with the other leads. I can pause." And that was another thing that he had mentioned in one of his emails, that I was able to pause the leads. And he's like, "Why would you want to pause the leads? Why would you want to pause the leads? it only takes you like 30 seconds to do the lead. Like, that's definitely not true. Definitely not true. Just dialing the number, people don't have these days, people don't pick up the phone the first time it rings. You got to call them back 2 or 3 times. And that's the secret, is that you get people to call back. So he's like, I don't know why, it's all about consistency, and that's true. I mean, all about consistency, and so I'm like, fine, thank you for the advice, and thank you for the information, and then I just continue on. So, a little bit later, I'm still dialing my leads, and he's like, I thought I told you not to. What are you doing in the orders? You're not following it. You're not following the instructions and all that. And then he just disconnects. It's like we're in the middle of something, and just disconnects. Like, he says some really smart ass things. He says some really unkind, unprofessional, very unprofessional things, and then he disconnects. And then I said to him, hey, I sent him an email and just said, look, I was expecting professionalism. I was expecting that, he lives overseas, and I used to live close to where he is, and, it would have been nice to have had that communication. It would have been nice, and it's just like, I was just asking for this. And then, he sends me an email back and says I'm incompatible with what he's doing, incompatible with his mentorship, and that he refunded me the leads I haven't received yet, but I'm still charged for the leads I got. And he says your membership has been revoked, and and then he suspended access to the website that had all my leads in it. Luckily, I had downloaded all the leads that I currently have, but I'm owed other leads from other things that I purchased in the past that I no longer have access to. So I sent him a message, say, hey, I respect that. When I signed up for the leads, I mean, there's this special club that he had, and it included a little bit of training, and it had a Zoom call with him. And I said, I guess I'm not going to get the Zoom call. And he said, it was a waste of time to do the Zoom call. Just very unprofessional guy, very, very unprofessional. I don't even read it, go into it verbatim, but it's just like, it's not like, as I told him, I said, I guess you reached a certain point in your life where you don't have to be respectful to people. Because he'd go on about how he made, diamond level in his network company in the 90s in 90 days or something like that. I'm like, well, good for him. Well, now he owns a lead company, and, I don't think that he does it for fun, or, at least I don't know, but, I don't know why he would berate his customers. Because I guess you've reached a certain point in your life where you don't have to, you can just say whatever's on your mind. You can do whatever you want. So, where am I standing on that? So that was a very upsetting interaction, because it was totally out of the blue. I really I wasn't. He was like, you're complaining and you're whining. Like, I don't see that I probably am a whiner and a complainer, but I didn't see myself complaining. I was just asking about that one lead. That's where that spun off into all that. It's like, it had spam in the email, and I was asking if I could listen to the recording, because they said, we'll make the recordings available on request. We record every call, and we'll make the interview call on request. I wanted to hear the call. I don't ask them for very much. I ask them for nothing. I've had previous orders in the past, and I have campaigns that are paused. So, I go online and I type in the name of the lead company plus reviews, and sure enough, there's a lot of bad reviews. And there are some people. There was one guy just like last month. And he had screenshots of the interactions of this guy. Now, the guy was tame compared to this other guy, where he used like bad language and called him a clown and told him to fuck off and things like that. And you know, so uh, um, but you know, other people are complaining about this guy, and so now, as it stands, I got a refund. So I guess I should be grateful to have gotten a refund for my unused order, because he's a lot of people have complained that doesn't give anybody any refunds. So I was not, when I interacted with him, I was direct with him and said, hey, come on, man, why are you giving me a hard time? Why are you giving me a hard time with this? You know, um, I said, I wasn't reaching out for really. I understand that's what it included some mentorship, but I was more interested in purchasing leads. I don't want to read that script that he has. That script, you know, wouldn't take 30 seconds. It's just not my personality. You know, if I'm going to follow a script, I'm going to follow with my own coach. I'm going to do what my own coach does and how he does business. He's a 7-figure income earner. So I would follow that over what I read in that PDF, which, you know, that he wrote in that PDF. You know, yeah. And one time in his life, he had tremendous amount of success and made diamond in 90 days. All right, it's 2022, right? This is not the 1990s. This is 2022, right? And he owns a lead company, right? So, you know, why not provide good customer service? I mean, his leads are actually pretty good, and I complimented. I was trying to be nice to him. I actually was like, the leads are good. I mean, I'm not complaining. The lead quality is really good. So as it stands right now, he's got a lot of bad reviews because he's a hothead. You know, he's very bombastic. He's got a lot of hubris. He's, you know, if you don't follow his advice, it's my way or the highway. All right, fine. I've got a couple of campaigns that I paid in the past, a long time ago, that since I don't have access to the site anymore, I can't unpause those and get my leads. And I paid for those. And I have really no recourse to get refunds for that. So there's a slight amount of money that is interesting. Like he refunded. He's like, I'm going to, so we're talking about like 40, 50 bucks that he refunded me everything except for this last purchase, everything but 40, 50 bucks. But, you know, there's other leads that I have that I already paid for in the past that I was planning to use, that, you know, that haven't been delivered. I don't have any recourse over that, but I'm going to let this go. However, I am going to do a dispute with my credit card company on this last purchase. Like, hey, they didn't give me what I paid for. I paid for a Zoom call. The Zoom call was supposed to be in there. And the leads, there were some bad leads, and they didn't provide good customer service. And I tried to rectify the situation. I was met with hostility. So I'm going to try to get the $40, $50 back. My first knee-jerk reaction was to go online and add to some of those bad reviews and say, hey, you know, this guy was a real asshole, and he, did the similar things. But you know what? I would rather be rich than right. I don't want to get into it. At this point, you know, I got some leads. It's an inconvenience for me to go to a new lead company and get set up with them. And, you know, I had previously paid for leads. I've lost that because I've lost access to the site. I want the $40, $50 back. And if it's all it is a phone call to the credit card company saying, hey, I didn't get what I paid for, I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to let it go. And I'm sure the guy's a real hothead. And there was another person who did that, and then, they don't like chargebacks because chargebacks cost the merchant more money. They have to pay a processing fee. So I may just say, hey, look, I don't know. I might just call the credit card company. I don't even want to deal with the guy anymore. I told him, I'm not going to deal with him anymore. So I'm just going to try to get my money back, my 40, $50, and then leave it at that. Whatever the decision comes, um, in life is not fair. Um, things happen. So this video is coming very long, but that upset me yesterday because it was just out from left field. It's like I'm minding my own business. I just I thought I was going to get some maybe virtual assistant answering that and sending me I'll ask for the recording and they'll just send me the recording and I get to listen to it. And then to just be exposed to all that is just so bizarre. It's just so, okay, whatever. It's the same thing like with eBay. There was a book. It was the guy had sent me the wrong edition of the book. Now, to his defense, he put the edition, the edition number that it was that we actually received in the title, but the ISBN number, which is the book identification number, was for the newest version. And the prep center right now is all backed up. They're having major problems too. So for books, so I contact eBay, and when they finally catch up with themselves, I contact eBay, and they said, "Oh, your claim has been denied because you had 30 days to lodge a complaint, and it's the 36th day, and no communication, no apologies, nothing for the wrong book." But I'm like, hey, I got the wrong book. And I left bad feedback, and I normally don't leave bad feedback, and he was able to get that bad feedback taken off. And I said, this is so unfair. This is completely unfair. But the prep center gave me a refund. They refunded me. That's like, yeah, it's our fault because we took too long to process this book into your prep center. So I wound up getting the money. I'm learning to let go of fairness. Life is not going to be fair ever. It's never going to be fair. And when you let go of the fact that life is not fair, the fact that life is not fair, and then you just do your best. When inequities come up, and they will come up, you do your best to do what you can. If you're able to do something, like calling the credit card company and disputing the charge, by all means, I think you should do it. But then mentally let it go. Move on to the next thing. Keep yourself busy. Don't worry about what other people think. Don't worry about reviews. Don't worry about getting even. The thing that you should worry about, what I should worry about when I'm talking for myself, is I'm focused on making myself whole in situations that, that are unfair. And when those situations arise where, I can't make myself whole, I let it go, right? If I do things out of the principle of it, then bad things can happen, and I'm inviting more inequity and unfairness. And I'm going to wrap this video up, but I'll tell you a story. I used to live in Saudi Arabia. I was stationed at the consulate in Dhahran, and I would drive, when I had my car, I would drive every Friday, because that was our weekend, Friday and Saturday. I would drive every Friday to Bahrain. And one time I took a friend with me to Bahrain, and we spent the day at the naval base, and we went shopping and all that. And then we came back, and we're going through immigration, Saudi immigration. Now we get to use, the people who are working at the consulate get to use the VIP lane. So it's supposed to be, really fast. They process your paperwork. But one of the customs agent wanted to search the bag of my friend, the person, my coworker, who went with me to Bahrain. And my coworker was like, no, I'm a diplomat. Don't you understand that, under the Vienna Convention, you're not supposed to search me at all. and the customs official insisted, and you know, and he's like, and you know, he's arguing with the guy, the customs guy, and you don't want to argue with the Saudi customs, you don't want to argue with the Saudi police. You know, you want to be respectful at all times. Maybe we have the right as diplomats to, and maybe that is a correct thing. But do I want my whole car taken apart by Saudi customs? Do I want to stay there and wait 8 hours for the regional security officer to come and you know, and make it a big deal? Or, you know, his bag was empty. That's the thing. He had an empty backpack with nothing in it. So I said, his name was Sean. I said, Sean, just let him look inside your bag, you know. And he's like, but it's the principal thing. Like, Sean, just let him look inside the bag. Opens the bag, there's nothing in it. It's okay, thank you. That's all. He's like, that's all I wanted. I just wanted to see what was inside the bag. And then we were on our way. And he was mad that, you know, that he has to open his bag. And yeah, he's right. We should not have to. We're not subject to inspections. But do I want to fight that? You know, I'm tired. I want to go home. I want to relax more. You know, we spent the day walking around. Do I want to, like, you know, be detained, you know, further, you know, because of the principle of the thing, or do I want to get on with my life and put it behind me? Right? There's nothing inside that bag. I understand, you know, we can, you know, if he's really so passionate about it, you can send a message like on Monday or Sunday, which is actually our Monday, and say, hey, you know, they stopped me, you know, and I think that's what he did, wound up doing. They stopped me, and they shouldn't have stopped me, or they wanted to see the bag. Once we show our credentials that we're diplomats, that should have been the end of it. Okay, so but do I want to, like, if the guy insists, you know, then I have a decision to make. Do I want to? It's not fair. I'm not supposed to be searched, but do I really want to take it to the next level? And have to wait around there for hours and hours, and, you know, be there parked at the side of the road and wait for other people to come out to where we're at, because it's a little bit far. It's about 30, 40 minutes, and then somebody would have to be, you know, coming in on their day off to come and help us. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. You know, it's not worth it. It's not worth it for me to go after this guy and leave bad reviews, you know, on public sites and shame him. He's wrong as hell. It's unfair. I didn't get what I paid for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my best to make myself whole. I understand that I may lose. Right, just like I lost the eBay book. I should not have lost that eBay book. That had really pissed me off. But that's life. I got my money back a different way. I got it from an unexpected place, gave me a refund. They had no obligation to give me a refund. It's just that they got behind, and they said, hey, whatever the cost of the book, we'll refund you. It was $14. Why do I want to, like, ruin a perfectly good afternoon over $14? It's just not worth it. Anyway, long enough video. Thanks for watching. If you watched this, like, comment, subscribe. Maybe one day I'll get a viewer or a comment or a subscribe. I would be really, really happy that, you know, someday, I think in the future, I'll be successful. I'll be the one telling, yeah, I made this level in this amount of time, and I made all this money, right? And people will want to, like, go back and see the struggles that I have. So this is kind of like my diary for that. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a good one.